Hello farmers and welcome back to the Mythical Woods. I have moved on to the month of August. Not much to do after we got done harvesting our barley over here. The other field of sorghum was not ready. It is ready today though. And I figured, well, let's go on through the months. I've been checking the store page as I've been going along, see what's been for sale. And well, since I only got $468 left in my bank account, not a whole lot I could do. I can borrow some money. So if something of interest did come up, I would look at it, but currently nothing really of interest. I mean, something that cuts down trees that could help us out a little bit more at the sawmills. A telehandler, well, since I'm using super strength to load up the pallets, I think we'll skip on that. And yeah, low loader, which does have auto load, universal auto load on it, could help us out selling the pallets, but I don't have a truck or anything like that. So anyways, I got the Valmet / Voltra tractor here all set to go, and we can plant our canola this day. So we're going to start off by doing that. Then we're going to head over. I already got the harvester and the Fiat over at the other field ready for harvesting the sorghum. But I figured, you know, small field, this is not going to take me long to do. I should hope not anyways. Yes, we got stones in the field. Not a whole lot I can do about it currently unless I buy or lease a stone picker. And currently I'm thinking, you know what, it's fine. I may damage my equipment a little bit. Not the tractor, it'll damage the drill, the harvester, anything that's working the soil. That's what it will damage. Not that much more than usual, but yes, it will increase the damage as you go over stones. So also looking today at the other fields, the existing fields on the map, and not much has changed on the pricing. So may not buy any of those type of fields today, but I may have some interest in buying some more land down by the sawmill. It kind of consists of, the lot kind of consists of the road that kind of goes into the sawmills, and as you're facing the sawmills from the road, it kind of branches more to the right, where we have the yarder kind of extending to. So that would be kind of good to have. So I could get more access to more trees. I mean, I'm not really desperate for trees currently, but we will need some in the future. But also in the front, we do have, I don't want to call it a meadow because we got small trees there. But yeah, we could maybe start cutting some grass and looking to the future. I think I did show last episode, I want to get that Guvile baler, a stationary baler, so we can make some silage bales. And I'm thinking probably with the silage bales, what we could do, instead of just selling the silage bales, maybe we'll do build our own BGA and bring the silage bales there, of course. And, you know, that'll make it into energy. Then, of course, I do believe methane gas and digestate. And could I use the digestate here? Probably, but I may just sell it straight up. Just trying to make it. I haven't used the buildable BGA mod since No Man's Land, I think is where I last used it. And I don't quite remember exactly what I would need to build just to do silage and transform that into electricity. But I'm talking about a lot of things that, you know, require money to build, and money is currently something that I'm kind of lacking. So, but we're improving. We're doing a lot better. You know, we just barely started our second year here on the Mythical Woods. So progress has been made, and of course the three sawmills are funding just about everything currently. And of course, as we expand, get more land, put more crops in the ground, the crops will help. But as we saw, we harvested the barley, and when I sell the barley in the wintertime, I'll get like 10 grand for it. So yeah, not a whole lot, but it's, you know, it's money coming out of the land that we already own. So every little bit helps. So I think productions, even though I don't want to go too heavy on productions is what's going to make us the money and be able to, you know, buy some things and expand. I also mentioned about getting another tractor, at least one more for sure, something that has a little bit of you know, horses under the hood. And I was looking at the Kloss Axion, which will allow us, I do believe, to bump that up to like 290 horse, which I do believe is more than what I think I'll need on this map. I mean, eventually I'll probably get myself a truck also, just to transport maybe some pallets around, or bigger material, or once we do get ourselves into the quarry and start doing maybe some like gold production or asphalt making, the truck may come in handy. I should also mention, as I'm recording this today, there was an update to the Mythical Woods, and I did know there was an issue with the quarry, and I was hoping it would be fixed before I got to it, and it has been, apparently. The clay, I think it was the clay in the quarry, the clay showed it was there, but if you went up with a wheel loader or something, it would not load. Every other material at the quarry you could load except for the clay. But now I guess that has been resolved, at least that's what the update says. And yeah, I did look at the quarry. The quarry they're still asking 100% over the base price. And just once again, we are using the dynamic field prices mod, so the field prices are going to change every month. And right now, same issue on Western Australia. It's kind of hard to find property where it's in the blue. And when I mean it's in the blue, that means we're actually getting a discount off the base price. Yeah, everything here is still rather expensive. But one thing we don't have to worry about is buying that property across the way. It's kind of like in front of us. I don't know if we can see it from here. Actually, I think it's over that general direction. I was going to buy it because I had a silo on it, but then I was like, there's a silo at the train station, and all of our crops are going to be sold to Elm Creek. And I'm going to need to use the train. So why not just dump the grain into that silo for free? And then when it comes time to sell the grain, I don't have to transport it there because it's already there. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Not going to bother building a silo for that. Well, we are just about done putting in this canola. So crop rotation, if I remember correctly, this is going to give us 115%. Spin back around here. Ooh, I may have to come back and get some of this. Alright, so before I go all the way to the other end of the field, I say that like it's a long distance. It's just short. But we'll just get this little piece right here. Might be $5 worth of canola next year when I harvest that. We do need another shed around here because now with a harvester, I don't have no place to put that, and I think that will require a drive-through shed. I don't want to put all the sheds like really clumped together because, you know, eventually we're going to have a decent amount of land here, so I don't really need to cluster it, you know, tight against one another. I'm going to try to make a spacious farmyard if I could. I was going to say, let me go ahead and fill this up and get ready for next time, but seeing I got $468 in my bank account, yeah, it's not a whole lot to buy a whole bunch of anything, really. I mean, $468, that almost buys groceries for a week nowadays. Alright, let's sneak back in here. Yeah, I would like to buy another field with crops in it and be able to buy it on the cheap, but like I said, everything is expensive. Although sunflowers, I don't have a header for that, so that's kind of a problem. Let's teleport. Yeah, I got the Fiat Targi over here, or Fiat Agri, maybe it's pronounced. But let's go ahead and start the combine and start harvesting some sorghum off a field that we created. So no straw off of this, which is fine because, as we know, I don't have a baler anyways. I do want to get set up though with that Gouvile stationary baler and start making some silage bales. So I think maybe once we get this done, maybe I'll look at, I may borrow the max money that the bank allows me to borrow. Because then I'll be able to buy the land, and then we'll see what I got left over for money and see how I want to spend it. I could either buy mowers and a forage wagon and kind of get set up for the Guvile. Or I mean, I could even lease the Guvile stationary baler for a day if I wanted to. But, or I could pay off the other 2 loans and just have the 1 loan. This is actually filling up rather well. And I think I'm actually going to, while I'm going by the trailer, we'll go ahead and unload it. I can see the quarry right in front of us. What is not rendering in, really, is all the different materials that you can harvest over at the quarry. I say harvest, you just need, like, I assume a belt system would work, or a front loader. While it's unloading, can I get close enough to start seeing some of the material render in? Yeah, you can kind of see it already rendering in. So, big piles of material. I don't think if I walk up to it, it's going to tell me what it is. Yeah, it doesn't tell me at all what it is. This might be just regular soil. This might be stone. I have no idea. But there's a whole bunch of material there. Alright, that is unloaded. I thought about putting this worker, or this harvester on a worker. I was going to say put a worker on a harvester, but I guess that would kind of mean the same thing. They would be on the harvester harvesting while we did some other work. But since last episode we did harvest the barley, it's not that big of a field, at least not what I'm used to. So I figured we could harvest this together. And plus, being such a small-ish capacity on the harvester, I would probably have to come back over here often enough to unload it. So it's almost like I might as well just do it myself. And it's not going to take me that long to do so. Now, I do have about, I think it's $100,000 worth of planks and furniture I could sell today. The best price has come and gone. So that means another year, or maybe even 6 months before it gets up to a really, really good price. So I'm thinking, you know, should I sell it just to get some more money into the bank account? Or am I going to just start storing it until the following season? But that would mean a lot of pallets. Actually, the mod I'm using on Western Australia should almost work here, because planks are a base game. Yeah, that's a base game product. So that mod that will stack it to 5,000 liters instead of 1,000, that will limit the amount of pallets I would have to load. Although furniture is in the Platinum Edition. I don't know if they consider that the base game or not. I would say no, because that's a DLC. But what do I know? Alright, so we're almost full, which is great. Not much of a crop rotation here because, well, this wasn't a field. This was just a meadow. We made it into a field. So the crop rotation should be good. I think the soil here was actually pretty good. Now I could just take this field and replant it with grass and start cutting the grass over here. Of course, it would take a while. Is it just one tab? No, it's over here. Okay, let's fire it up. And spinning it around. Someone also did have a comment about the orbs, to where maybe I can just grab like one per year. I think we'll see how it goes when it comes to the winter time. So we'll see what January is like, where we sit financially. And, you know, if it doesn't seem like we're progressing decently. And when I say progressing in this series, it's like I said, this series is going to be kind of short. I mean, we are approaching October, which means we just got a little over a month and a week before FS22 comes out. Which also today, as I'm recording, Giants did release some gameplay footage and a trailer for the new map. I kind of already forgot the name of the map. I did make this I basically took the trailer down and broke it down to 2 short videos. So if you haven't seen them and you want to see them, you can check out my YouTube shorts, and they're right in there. So about a minute and a half of your life watching kind of what the map looks like. Of course, we're not really seeing the whole thing, are we? How much can you see in a minute and a half? They didn't really show up that much where I felt like I needed to make a commentary video on it. I didn't really see anything that we needed to really go over and talk about. Although I do see like AI traffic and such being more fitting for Southeast Asia. And of course the buildings and everything like that. I don't think they specified exactly what part of Southeast Asia that the map is kind of portraying. But looking at it, you can probably take a few guesses of some areas. I'm pretty sure there's a few people out there that are more aware of seeing certain buildings and be like, oh, that's really more for this part of the region of Southeast Asia or whatever. So yeah, getting back to here, the orbs, yeah, we may grab one when January comes. We'll see how we're doing. And once again, the orbs will give us $100,000 every time we grab one, which is good money for us currently. But in Farming Simulator terms, when it comes time to start buying stuff, yeah, we all know, you know, you need like $300,000-$400,000 sometimes to buy the decent-sized equipment around here. So anywho, this is going to take me about 10-15 minutes to harvest. And it'll take a lot of jumping back and forth to the tractor, because it looks like I get halfway around and I'm full. That means the tractor's always on the opposite side. So I'll be doing some running back and forth. But let's go ahead and get this job done. And I may even have to make a trip down to the silo to empty the grain trailer, because I may get more than what that trailer can hold.
Heading to Vegas in my blue stripe car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart.
It seems like we're getting a lot of sorghum off this field. We'll have a check at the stock market page when we get done and get all the grain into the silo, and we can kind of see how much we'll get when it comes time to sell it. 22,000 liters is what's already in the silo, and I'm going to guess the grain trailer might be half full now, so we're looking at over 30,000 liters of sorghum. I think on hard economy, sorghum can go for like $7.50 per 1,000 liters max, somewhere in there. Yeah, as for what crop I want to put here next, I'm not too sure. I don't know if I want to switch over to grass or just put another cereal crop in here for next year. I mean, grass would be good, but I'm not set up for grass currently. But I could be very shortly if I take out that huge loan and have enough money left over after buying some land. Alright, I'll be able to get this all into the combine. I'll have to bring the trailer up here. Yeah, this took me a little bit longer than 10 minutes to harvest, but still not too bad. I think a field like this is as big as I want them to be. Now let's go dump this into our grain trailer. Hopefully it all fits. I think it will. It's kind of weird. It's like the center of the grain trailer has like a dead spot for dumping grain into it. I get there and it stops dumping grain. I back up a bit, it'll unload. If I go forward enough, it'll unload. Alright, we got it all in. Probably like at 90% or so. And we'll just get this off the field itself. Yeah, as this tractor goes with a full grain trailer, yeah, I don't want to say it struggles, but it's definitely at its limit for what it can tow for grain. So 180 horse tractor, which this is. Yeah, getting a nice medium-sized tractor, like I said, the class, or class, depending on how you want to pronounce it where you're from, is probably going to be really nice for the farm. I decided to go with that brand tractor just because I haven't used that brand of a tractor. I got a wheel loader on Western Australia, but as for the tractors goes, I really haven't used that brand. Trying to figure out where I last maybe have used one. American Falls, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, that's a tractor I think we'll go with. Unless one pops up for sale and I can't resist. Alright, make our way down through here. Yeah, if I decide on, maybe not doing much for spending money the rest of this year, and the field that we just harvested, of course, does not need to be cultivated, plowed, anything like that. We just put lime into it last season, of course, before we planted. Or actually, it was probably this spring. Yeah, it doesn't really require lime, so if I don't plant until next spring, we probably could just advance all the way till December and, skip through a lot of months, which means the sawmills will be producing a lot of planks and furniture, and we'll be stockpiling a lot of money to sell. Although planks and furniture in the wintertime, not the best time to be selling those. That's for summer. But we will definitely have hundreds of thousands of dollars in wood material to be sold. Not going to have a whole lot in grain. We got what we got now. Hitting the wrong button for the camera. I was hitting the horn button. Alright, so with that in actually stock now, we can go to our stock market page, which is here. Sorghum, $51,000 worth of crop off that field in 1 year. I bought that field for roughly the same price. So I'm getting my money back on that field pretty darn quick. Yeah, you can see the barley will get like $10,000 on that. And currently, of course, these are at the max value. I'm not looking at what I could get if I sold it now. But you can see right now we got $100,000 already in planks and furniture. We just sold that a couple months ago. And I'm going to try to do, I still get asked once in a while to do a little bit more first-person driving, which is fine. I think driving in first person is fine. But once I start doing like field work, third person is probably my best option. Although I do want to stop the tractor somewhere out here, because the property I'm looking at, I want to see how far it actually extends to. So let's stop the tractor there. And I'll come to like right about here. Let's go to here. So it's actually lot number 33 I'm looking at. It is still overpriced, 6.6% over the base price, but at 157, not too bad. Whoops, where am I standing currently? All right, let me run forward a bit. Yeah, I'm definitely in the farmland now. And it goes almost up to the crazy intersection up here. And of course, it covers all the woods here. So that means I can get all the lumber from there into the 3 sawmills that we have. It's a decent amount. Let me put on flight mode just for a moment. I mean, I would say it's a decent amount of grass we could have here. And there's not that many trees in the meadow area to clear out, so it wouldn't be too bad. I say we get that. But in order to do so, we need to go here, take out a loan, and I'm going to borrow all 290,000 of it. And we're just going to say, if I say 10 years, okay, we don't need 10 years. At 5 years, that's an additional $5,300 per month. That's fine. We'll take that. All right, so now let's go back into the farmland. Lot number 33 for 157. We'll buy that. Now, what I could do, I got 132,000 left. I could pay off these other loans. You can see this one here. For only 60,000, that will get rid of $7,000 a month in a monthly payment. Let's go ahead and we'll pay off that one. 59,939. All right. So that still leaves me with 72,000, and the other one's 80,000. But right now, that would make my loan payment about 9,000 per month, somewhere in there, because this one's going to be completely gone. So 9,000 a month. That's very, very manageable for what we're doing. And now we own all this land here. But of course, now I don't have mowers. And how much is it to lease? Whew. Maybe I don't even want to do that this time around. Because I don't have a forage wagon either. So it might be better if I just get myself a mower, lease mowers, make a swath, and then lease a baler, bale it up into silage bales, and then keep them around until I decide to do whatever I want with them. That might be my best option. As for mowers, though, not grass care. Where's the mower? There they are. So if I want to put them into a swath, I can't remember. Can the Pottinger do a swath? I do believe they can. Requires 160 horsepower. And then that requires 70. So that's like 230 horsepower in total. And we got a 180. So, yeah, that's not going to quite do it. I mean, I could just... I mean, that's going to be way over. That's like 250. This doesn't leave it in the swath. This does not do a swath at all. No, it doesn't. Premium expansion. That requires 220 horsepower. That can do it in a swath. But I don't have... I just don't have the oomph to do a lot of these. Yeah, that's my problem on that. Well, I mean, I suppose I could just mow it with a regular mower, then lease a windrower, and then bale it up and make silage bales, and then we'll have them around. And what I would like to do, like I said, instead of selling the silage bales, we could, like I said, I got the BGA here. That would take silage, and that just converts it over to that. So maybe the modular BGA, we'll have to look back into this. I forgot the steps it does. So maybe just buy, I may have to look at mods for a regular BGA instead of doing a modular BGA. That might get too extensive for what we're trying to do. Yeah, that converts, so I need a generator. That's coming back to me. So, yeah, I may have to look at just a small BGA, and we can put silage into that. That is something to look into for sure. But what I need to do now is look at the field that we have before. So I need to put, where's the sorghum? Sorghum, where are you, sorghum? Whoop, there you are. So follow field, then we had sorghum for this year. Next year, it should be, well, soybeans are at the top of the list. Soybeans in general, and I don't plant soybeans until next year, right? So I don't have nothing to do in my fields now until next season, basically. And other than keeping up with the sawmills, which I do believe my sawmills are looking pretty good for wood. 50, 43, 46. So they're all set. We got plenty of space for planks. That's for darn sure. And wood chips and furniture is all looking good. So yeah, I think I need to do some thinking about. I need to do some thinking about. All right, that's good language right there. I need to think about what I need to do with this land here. But I think cutting up the existing grass with like just a wide mower that I can get, a single mower that this tractor can haul, windrow it, and then bale it up and wrap it, leasing all that equipment. And that's what we can do with the $72,000 that we currently have. Although, by paying off the bank, I'm sure the bank may now also let me if I wanted to. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. I think I got to get past this month before... Oh, flight mode's on. Before they reset their loans. So, but that's all good. But we got our... Well, one of the fields replanted with canola, and the other field is going to be soybeans for next year. And we're just going to keep our eye on the other farmers' fields as well. But I think all the other farmers' fields are either harvested or they got a crop in them I don't want. So we know this is sunflowers. That says remove foliage, so that's a root crop I don't want. These two fields have been harvested, and field number 2 is corn? Cotton. Maybe it was corn last year, but now it's cotton. So all the fields that are there, I don't have to rush to because none have a crop in it that I could harvest for this year, or they've already been harvested, so it doesn't make any sense to get involved with that. So I think I'm just going to drive this back to the farm, park it on up, and yeah, I think next episode we'll probably get into this, I don't want to call it a field because it's just a meadow, but we'll get there, we'll start cutting some grass, maybe bring down our Volumet tractor with the log grabber and the log trailer because we got all those trees that are there that we're going to be cutting down, and we'll remove those and then cut the grass and then bale it on up, and we'll have hopefully by then I'll have a look at a smaller BGA type thing. Maybe we can put that down and get kind of set for it, make more money off the silage rather than just selling it in December. And also by having that, if I keep on doing a grass field, say I cut grass in March, it'll be fermented in June. Instead of the silage sitting around for 6 months not doing anything, I can just put it right into the BGA and convert that on over into energy. I think it sounds like a plan. But anyways, yeah, I think that's where we're going to have to wrap up for today. So if you made this far in the video and you like what you saw, watch out for the deer. Don't forget to hit that like button. It helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And while you're down there, might want to hit that subscribe and notification bell as well. But that is where we are going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here at the Mythical Woods. But until then, have a good one.